Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to week 3 of our Business 101 class. Again, my name is Mark Evans, and I'd like to welcome you to week 3. This week, we're going to kind of change subjects on you a little bit. We've been talking about ethics, and we've been talking a little bit about the Nike shoes and what would you do and that kind of thing. This week we're going to take a little bit of a turn, and we're going to talk about the different kinds of businesses that are out there, mainly talking about the legal entities that they are. When someone decides to start a business, there's a variety of ways that one could do it. You could set up a sole proprietorship in which you just simply start a business. You're responsible for all the expenses. You are entitled to all of the profits. Unfortunately, you are also liable for anything that the company does, but it takes very, very little effort, very, very little money to actually start, from a legal standpoint, a sole proprietorship. In fact, that's what the vast majority of people do when they first start a business. Soon after people start businesses, they often change them. They may have a partnership with a family member or a friend, which certainly creates a whole new set of dynamics to be thinking about. But a limited liability corporation, or LLC, is another very common form of businesses that we'll see out there today. And a lot of people will start their business as a sole proprietorship, and then as it starts gaining traction, change over to an LLC. An LLC takes a little bit more money to get going, not a lot. There's lawyers and accountants who can set those things up very, very easy. I think I set my LLC up. It may cost me $200, $300 when I set up one. An LLC is called a limited liability corporation, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It limits the liability that you have as an owner. In other words, the organization or your business actually becomes kind of a standalone entity from a legal standpoint. You are an officer of the company, or you can be an employee of the company or whatever. It issues stock, not the kind of stock that's traded on the stock market, but shares, if you will, or percentages of how much you own. You may have all of it, you may have parts of it with a family member or what have you. But you pay yourself a salary out of it, if you will. All the expenses are paid through the company. There are a lot of tax breaks using an LLC and that kind of thing. But the beauty of it is that if you get sued or the company does something wrong, you can't lose your personal possessions. You can only lose the company. Because it's limited liability, the only thing that can be at risk is the company itself. So in a sole proprietorship, someone could sue you. If they win, they could potentially get your car, your house, your savings account, the whole 9 yards. Everything's gone. In a limited liability corporation, the worst thing that can happen there is you basically lose the company and shut it down. There are other forms of companies out there we'll be looking at this week too, others such as non-profits and so forth, and we'll be talking about those in class. As a housekeeping note, I do want to congratulate you. A lot of your assignments are looking very, very good. A lot of your discussions now are starting to look good. I do want to remind everybody to check out the guidelines for discussion posts. Make sure that you're using references, make sure you're hitting the minimum word counts, and do that on the responses to other people as well. I've seen a few people forget to respond to one other person, so don't forget that you do your post, and then you've got to do a post to another person as well. Your post should be out by Wednesday night of the week, with the final post out by Saturday, and then I grade them mostly on Sundays. But so please keep in mind so that these things, so you can get the highest grade that you can possibly get. Again, your assignments are looking good. At the time that I've recorded this, I haven't seen your tests yet, but hopefully this week, I think week 3 is your first test, and I hope you'll be doing well on that. It is open book. You can take it twice and get the highest score, so I look forward to seeing how you're doing there. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you in class.